Unleash your wild at the Heathens Masquerade Ball, Saturday, February 25th at Carolina Bowen House, Greenville. Witness top performers in contortion, aerials, dancing, circus, and fencing. Dress to impress and win the costume contest. Doors open at 6 p.m. Tickets on sale for $25 at Eventbrite.com. For Heathens Masquerade Ball, or $30 at the door. A portion of the profits go to Pride Land. Presented by City Lights Collaborative, Ember Studio, Carolina Bowen House, Pizza and Then Some, and the Brick Street Cafe. Don't miss out on this unforgettable night.
Stupid with to swing on a star.
I'd had a busy few years. For over a decade, I'd kind of built up my skills. You know, when I was in my early 20s, I had done circus and was in a few haunted houses and things like that, and became a welder. And then,
we're in the little kiddie arena.
as I
so far,
sort of built up over like the years, it just kind of accumulated. And then someone introduced me to Studio Unknown, and it was a mutual friend of ours. And that was the first time that I ever showed my my work. The first time I'd ever shown my work in public.
It's gorgeous.
I love that. That's
so that's kind of how it all started, and then that led to me eventually managing the space, and then eventually managing my own events elsewhere, and then and eventually my own studio. But for about 5 years, I had back-to-back events. You know, at some points in time, it was every day I had an event, building up, you know, paint and sips and whatnot. And all this kind of snowballed.
Place in Greenville, helping to grow the local art scene by giving artists a place to work together and combine their talents. The City Lights Collaborative is now open. It's above the radio room on Poinsett Highway, home to dozens of artists of all kinds of backgrounds, and of course a resident cat that keeps managing to make its way into our video. I so enjoyed that. We're talking about the City Lights Collaborative on Poinsett Highway. Founder Ember is here to tell us about it. Welcome.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm so glad to be here.
Doing great.
Yeah.
First of all, I know that you've been part of the Greenville art scene for 20 years.
That's
You're really
right.
passionate about growing it. So talk to us about why you founded the City Lights Collaborative.
Well, you know, I feel like there's just not a very large platform as it is in Greenville for the arts, and even less so for the intermediate and beginner artists. And we just want to be able to create a platform where artists of all levels can come and just learn and grow from each other.
So you're doing a lot at the City Lights Collaborative. You're showcasing the art of, you got digital artists and illustrators and painters, even DJs, astrologers. Talk to us about the experience for a visitor as they walk through. We've got that video up too.
Well, we do our best to create a unique experience for everybody every day. I mean, we've got, like you said, different mediums, and we're just trying to, like, every time you come in, it's just a warm, cozy environment and you might experience a dance party, a masquerade, or yeah.
Yeah, and what are we seeing?
Had a whole photo shoot right there with, because at the end of the day, a painting is a painting, but a story is everything.
And it's a way, you know, you connect with so many people this way. Walking into your gallery, there's plenty of, you know, your art is on the walls. You do a lot of these beautiful paintings, and in checking out some of this work, what do you want people to take away when they see what you've got on the walls?
Oh man, well, if anything, I hope that it connects with them, right? That's if it evokes an emotion, then I've succeeded, I think.
Yeah, and your process back there. You come in on these days and you just get to work, and what's it feel like for you to be at this point where you've got this spot and you're able to put all this out?
Oh, it's the best job in the world. I wouldn't trade it for anything. And just knowing that we can just be there and help the scene grow.
Hey guys, it's Emily Moss from Mossy Art, and I'm here at the City Lights Collaborative at 112 Poinsett Highway above Radio Room, and we're the newest gallery in downtown Greenville.
So, needless to say, when I was walking away from my gallery, the City Lights Collaborative, it felt like that was the end. It felt like that was just where my natural jumping off point was going to be. Everything up to that point had led up to that, and I really thought I was going to just walk away from art and go into the medical field. I'd even started writing some novels and some sculpture projects that were meant to serve as my farewell to the art world.
And I got my paintings from him, and I stopped by Buddy's and got my painting from him because they're all closing, and Ty's closed. I've heard that Velo and Mellow are closing. Smiley's Cafe, Got Rocks, just to name a few. But on top of that, we also have all of our local galleries that are really in trouble, you know. Studio Unknown got shut down. Inkawit is moving to Atlanta. We are at a time that the arts are at a all-time low because there's no beacon. You know, there are no safe havens anymore. All of them are going away unless. But then I heard that Bruce was closing his studio and walking away from it. He had been quiet, but I heard that he was letting the space go and he needed help getting his things out. And I had to help him. You know, I had to help Bruce, but I feel like I owed it to him, really. Studio Unknown was where I got my start. You know, before that, I was just in the wind. You know, I had carrying tools and art pieces from garage to garage, from house to house. I would have workshops built at other people's backyards. Anything I could do to continue my work. So really, you know, a mutual friend of Bruce and I's introduced me to the space, and it finally just gave me a place to do my work. It gave me a home, you know, and he was kind enough to allow me to do what I do there and explore and grow as an artist. I ended up living there at one point when I had nowhere else to go.
Coming down off a merry-go-round.
Eventually, I started organizing and hosting the First Fridays, and that led to me hosting and organizing the Unknown Markets. And I'd bring in you know, different kinds of vendors and musicians and fire performances. And this eventually led to me doing markets and events outside of the studio, which led to the masquerades and the Bohemian Market, and eventually the City Lights Collaborative, which led to my first studio of my own. So it's only fitting that I'm here. He was kind enough to allow me to do full body casts of people. He allowed me to host circus practice, which, by the way, ended up being the basis. That story that I wrote for the circus ended up being the Onarionauts, which later got turned into a circus play, which later I adapted into a short story, which now I'm adapting into a part of my novel.
Okay, you know what? We'll work with it.
He even gave me the very high honor of painting the sign for the studio itself. And he allowed me to organize the mural out back, which was probably one of the biggest projects I'd ever done at the time. Studio Unknown was more than my affiliation with it. I can only speak from my perspective about 15 years before I got to it, and Bruce Miller himself worked as an inker for Marvel Studios back in the 1970s, and the studio he created hosted a plethora of artists when Greenville had a very small, if non-existent, local underground art scene. To be able to continue what the space stood for with my own spin on it, with love for Bruce, with love for the space.
Spaceship delayed.
You can see here that I've started taking out the tables, the shelves, the trays, and like the A-frame sign and the ashtray and the trash can and the stool. Things that I think we can use for the next iteration of the studio. Whereas inside is starting to look scarce. I helped Bruce get the last of his things to storage, and now, you know, I took some of his art because I didn't want him to get thrown away, and now it's just this. So I'm making a pile of wooden burnable objects. This is a pile of tables and speakers and glasses and TVs that I think Janet can try to sell, and the rest of it I haven't gotten to. I'm essentially I'm dividing it into burnable, trash, and yard sellable. The roof is in places and how bad it's been moldy. But the cool thing is the mold is mostly just on the drywall, like you can see down here, like mold in places like where the shower. I had my bottom surgery, I lived here because I was kicked out of my apartment by my husband, and so I ended up living here in this room right here, which was different at the time, but I picked to burn all this furniture, and we want to put a kiln here so we can fire. I painted this when this was my studio. Like when this was my room.
On the ground, I've fallen down. I could stand by while I stand.
This room collapsed. This is blazing
to a shooting star.
There's just so much
Tell yourself
so much crap.
it's a dream, never touched ground. But it ain't the truth. Isn't that the best? Isn't that the test? Isn't that the truth? Yes, no.
Yeah, I got it.
Isn't that the best? Isn't that the test? Isn't that the truth? Yeah, no. What is?
Yeah. I bet that felt good.
Slowing down, we all come down. It's not forever, but what is? Coming down off a merry-go-round. Tell yourself it's the best time you've been round. Maybe the next life magic still exists. It's in your head now, but it ain't the truth.
I'm exhausted.
Isn't that the best? Isn't that the
I've been moving
test? Isn't that the
wheelbarrow after wheelbarrow, drywall, and yesterday was barrel after barrel of trash. And I've killed probably 12 different black widows. I keep tearing it down, and yet it remains.
What is? What is? What is?
So this room would be from there to here, outlet. So I'm thinking we use that wall with new drywall and place it there as your screen.
This tarp needs to be removed. All this needs to be deep cleaned. Of course, this needs to be moved. I don't know. We need a light in here. Had to run some new wire through it. The creation, so say hi, John. I took this bitch down with one saw blade. Doing the roof right now, which is amazing. So they're on top, I guess, spraying, they said, an inch layer of foam. Then they're going to do layers on top of that, so it'll be 100% waterproof.
Okay, to you, this is at the end of the stoplight, correct?
Yeah. It's 914 Easley Bridge Road, right at the end of Ledbetter.
Okay.
Right. So we've got all 3 rolls of fabric now. Red paint, black paint, roller, stir sticks, apron. I mean, who needs a normal life when you can be a crazy poor artist for the entirety of it? You know, they say that there's more to life than art, and more to life than what you do for work. And you know, that might be true. That might be true. I'll never know. Or look at this shit. What are the chances? Like, perfect. It was the perfect amount of fabric. Alright, Janet and I just got back from the home, or the, what is it called?
The Restore, Habitat for Humanity Restore, Ember's new
So we just picked up 2 couches and an ottoman and some paint, and then what'd you da 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 da.
Da 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 da!
Oh, did you see the banner?
Oh wow, show the banner! Getting it done. What?
Dorado did a bunch of really good stuff. He put the toilet back in, put this receptacle in. I'm gonna put another receptacle right here. Each one of these is a task that I need to do before the gallery is, or studio is finished.
Tell yourself it's the best time I've had now, but it ain't the truth. Isn't that the best? Isn't that the test?
I am, noticing that I'm finally going to do this part and I don't want to do it. Yes, I paint the ceiling. I will paint your ceiling, my ceiling, all of the ceiling. We are together like mycelium. We are painters. I will black it out. This is my duty and my job and my passion. Yes!
When you're looking at this stuff,
Tell yourself it's a dream, never touched ground, but it ain't the truth. Isn't that the best? Isn't that the
Didn't get to finish the ceiling. He put the faucet in, but we're having a problem. So this is coming together really nice.
Slowing down, we all come down. It's not forever, but what is coming down off a merry-go-round. Tell yourself it's the best time you've been round.
I can't believe you walked
Maybe
out.
the next life,
That lock is only on by a hook. So I
magic
unhooked
still
it. And then I went behind that trailer and rolled them all here. It's 140 feet from that trailer to here.
Hilarious and crazy. That's hilarious and crazy. And you're recording yourself doing it.
But it ain't the truth. Isn't that the best? Isn't that the test? Isn't that the truth? Yeah, no. Isn't that the best? Isn't that the test? Isn't that the truth? Yeah, no. Isn't that
Got all the pallets moved.
Isn't that the test? Isn't that the truth? What is? What is? What is? What is? What is?
Everything I've done,
I've tried to do for the betterment of the art scene and to just understand the craft and to understand myself. And I just wanted to thank you all who have been there with me, who've created with me, who've tasted the bitter and the sweetness of life with me. And I ask you now to look forward at what might come next. In the end, you know, a painting is just a painting, but a story means everything. It's all we have, memories of each other, the times we've shared, you know. It's all that matters. So I ask you now, let's go make some memories together. Thank you.